Hello everyone, it is Highmaul here. So, with the launch of Warlords these past 2 weeks, they have introduced to us the first raid of Tier 17, which is Highmaul. And with that, on my Red Paladin, I have started raiding with a guild called Invicta. They are a great group of people, very fun to be with, they're very focused on progressing, which is great. I love it. So, the first fight, Kargath Bladefist. Very easy fight. Maybe you'll wipe once or twice just trying to get it down and getting everyone working together, but it is a super easy fight. You should not have any problems with it. Let's talk about some of Kargath's abilities. Kargath is going to do an ability called Impale, which leaves a target with open wounds. Now Impale, he skewers one of the tanks, whoever has aggro, and it inflicts them for physical damage every second for 8 seconds. Not too much to heal through. I mean, we did the fight with 2 healers, and it was pretty easy. Now, if the target survives, they take increased damage from the next Impale. This is where it gets important, because your tank should be able to take another stack of it, but after 2 stacks, you need to taunt, because the damage is going to be insane. Now, one thing that he does constantly throughout the fight is called Blade Dance. That is where Kargath rushes randomly to a target every 2 seconds for 10 seconds, doing about 40,000 damage. It doesn't do a lot. I mean, you really don't even notice it in the fight. The next thing is that Kargath is going to cast Berserker Rush. Now, when he does this, he cuts his way toward one ranged or one healer, and he does 125% weapon damage to everyone in front of him. Now, while he's doing this, he gets a 15% damage increase every 2 seconds for 20 seconds. And his movement speed is increased by 25% every 2 seconds for 20 seconds. So, how you manage this is you actually want to have your ranged by one of the fire pillars that are going to pop up throughout the fight. And whenever Kargath does his Berserker Rush towards your ranged or your healer, you want to get behind the pillar and kite Kargath towards it, because whenever he hits the flame, he's going to punch the pillar and it's going to go back underground, and then he's going to stop Berserker Rush. And that's pretty much the only way to stop it. You can also bop them if you have a paladin in the group, so that's a good way to negate the damage as well, but try and get the flame pillar. So next we have Chain Hurl. Now when we did this, we went into the stands 3 times, I think, max. But what's going to happen is Kargath is going to knock everyone back, and whoever is closest to him, after a few seconds, he is going to pick them up with his chain and spin them around and throw them into the stand. Now, what my guild did, we had our 3 melee. I think we had 4 melee, but we had 3 of our melee, 1 tank, and 1 healer go into the stand. How you want to work it out? Basically, the first tank who pulls is going to get 2 impales, and then after the second impale, he's going to do his chain hurl. So, the tank who pulled first needs to actually go into the stands. That way the impale falls off and he doesn't get destroyed. While in the stands, there's 2 things you're going to have to worry about. The first is iron bombers. They hurl the iron bombs. Also, you're going to have to worry about drunk bioslinger. Now these guys throw what's called mauling brews into the arena. What that is when the brew hits into the arena, it does 61,000 damage on impact, and it leaves a pool that does about 46,000 damage every second for 30 seconds. Now, that's not really too much. I think you see like 2 or 3 of them on the ground throughout the whole fight. So as long as your DPS isn't standing in them, you're perfectly fine. It's a really easy fight. What we normally do, we will be sent up into the stands, and we will mainly focus on the iron bombers and the drunken bioslingers. There's also iron grunts in the stand, but they don't throw anything. So I think there's only like 3 on each side of the arena. So what we normally do is we'll go up, we'll go either left or right, kill any of the bioslingers or iron bombers. Don't worry about the rest of the grunts that are left over, and just head over to the other side and take out all the bombers and the bioslingers there. Range, it's pretty simple. Stay on Kargath the whole time. Don't jump into the tiger pits, because yes, there are 4 tiger pits around the arena, and they won't one-shot you. In the beta, they one-shot you, but I had 2 of my guild members actually jump into them, and it just does a lot of damage. I mean, I wouldn't stay in there long, but if you accidentally, get knocked back into it or something, you should be okay. Other than that, I mean, ranged, you just have to worry about kiting Kargath to the fire pillar so he'll hit it and stop. It's a really easy fight. The fight total should take about 5 minutes. Even on heroic, it's nothing. He's just got a little bit more health and hits a little bit harder. But alright guys, stay tuned for the next video, which will be the Butcher. Peace guys.